Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. I'm your host, Coline Witt, and today we have very special guest, comedian Daphnique Springs is in the building.
Hey, what's up? I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you cooking for me, of course. What are you going to be having us eat today?
Today we are going to eat chicken top ramen noodles mixed with boiled eggs.
Boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Then you cut it in half, you drop it in the water.
With it boiled. So
After it's cooked, we put the boiled egg in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen different ramen with eggs. I don't know if I've seen it with the fully cooked egg in it. So yay for you for giving it something different. I was telling your publicist, like, can she come with something different? But while you go ahead and start cooking the noodles and eggs, or I guess you could put the eggs in, now.
Yeah, I can put the eggs in first. You got to take them eggs, just drop them in there.
Just make sure that water ain't too hot now. Is it hot? Is it warm?
You got insurance?
No.
No, the water cold as hell. Might want to crank that bad boy up a little bit.
So take me back to what was going on in the era of ramen and egg.
Ramen and egg started off when I was in college. I went to Eastern Michigan University.
Okay.
And, back in the day, you just bad at budgeting money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then also, ramen noodles was popular it was like the era of ramen noodles for us.
You think so? I feel like everyone at some point has the era of ramen noodles.
Yeah.
I will say this, when you go through the phase of ramen noodles, you've come up with every hack on how to make it creatively your own ramen noodle, right?
Yeah. And I feel like back when I was eating it in college, that was 2005 to 2008 I was eating ramen noodles. It was a trendy. It was trendy. Everybody was eating ramen noodles. We didn't care about nutritional facts. See, all of that vegan stuff, and that's new stuff.
It is new.
Yeah, people don't understand that being vegan and vegetarian, you heard of people that did it, but back in the day, if somebody was vegan, you was like, oh, they just gay.
Yeah. Oh, you're hilarious.
I'm just joking.
No, but
it just
true.
wasn't popular. So now, back in the day, people just ate ramen noodles and stuff like that, and it was just like the thing. You went to when you were in college, boy. Because what happened is that you would get your college card, and on that card, once you run up that money, you had to learn how to survive past that. It's because when you first get your money, you eating that pizza, you going to Buffalo Wild Wings, you getting, you want some wings? I get 50 wings on my card. And then it comes 3-4 months later, you realize you swipe that card and it's like decline. You like, let me go on over to the store and get some ramen noodles.
Exactly. I hate to admit this, but I make jokes with my girlfriends. I'm like, you catch me at the top of the month, I'm breaded up. By the end of the month, I don't know. We can't do nothing. We can't go nowhere. By the end, that count was so low. But did you know when you were in college that you were going to do comedy? Like, what were you in college for?
I went to college for a chemistry degree. And
chemistry?
Yeah.
Chemistry?
Yep.
That's a far...
I'm good at math and science. Those are my things that I'm good at. So, I'm more left brain.
Wow.
Business savvy and stuff like that. So I went to college for chemistry. And then I dropped out 10 credits short of a chemistry degree. And I worked at a pharmaceutical
real
company.
Smart. Okay.
Pharmaceutical company internship. And then I didn't like it. So I was like, let me go ahead and move to LA and become an actress.
Now, you come from 2-parent household, single parent. Can you give me a little backstory?
So my parents were teenage parents. My mother got pregnant at 16, had me a week after her 17th birthday. My dad was 19. Wow. And I was like, well, that don't make sense. My mom was like, I was like, that sounds a little statutory rape. And she's like, don't talk about your daddy like that. She was like, back in the day, it was something called the Romeo and Juliet law. So long as they were within 3 years.
Okay,
yeah, she had 3 years.
Okay.
She still got his last name.
Okay,
They've been divorced over 20 years.
Okay. But are they still tight? Or?
Yeah, they still cool. We all went on vacation to Colombia last year. My mom still has the last name. She said she just liked it better. It had a better ring to it. Springs. And so my parents were, together for some years. And I think when I was probably like 3, they got married, stayed married for about 3 years, maybe 4. And then they divorced. And I stayed with my dad for a while, for some years. And then I went to go live with my mother as I got a little older, because my dad had more kids. And I was like, I don't feel like sharing with all these kids. My mama just had me, so.
Oh, you like being
yeah,
there
I like
only,
living a good life. Yeah. I don't like when they start when you the more kids you have, the more you have to budget. When my daddy was like, it's time to budget. We can't eat steak no more at home. I was like, I think I go live with my mama. I go back to living the regular life that I like to live.
So from like 3 or 4, you lived with him till like 7? And
No, my parents were married, and then once they divorced, I lived with my father. So
did you
probably from
did
7?
you actually consciously say, "Hey, mama, I'm gonna go with daddy"?
No, my mom said that she was trying to settle herself and work and stuff like that, and she said she didn't want to leave me with anybody. And my dad was responsible enough to keep me, because my dad was there to take me to school, to pick me up from school. We went fishing every day. So deep sea fishing. Okay. So we went fishing every day.
You have such a really good background that I don't think if we were just standing on the outside, we would never know, like chemistry, fishing.
Yeah, I was on the golf team in high school. A lot of people would never know these things about me. But yeah, I came from a family of love too. I didn't realize that until I became an adult and realized being around other people is that not a lot of people, but some people are raised up on survival. And when you raised up with parents that love you and always there with you and stuff like that and spend time with you, like me and my mom used to go to Piston games, we were always going to the Taste Festival and festivals and stuff like that. Like my mom said, anybody that her friends knew if I couldn't come along, she wasn't going. So
that's how I roll right now.
Yeah, my mom didn't work no 2 or 3 jobs. She had one job back in the day, and she spent time with me when she was, in between work. She worked while I was like in school, basically. So yeah.
Okay, I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So you go to school. You decide to leave school and trek it to LA. How do your parents receive the news of you saying no to chemistry and science and math?
Well, my dad is a chemist, so he was just like, he said, you only live once. He basically said, college will never go anywhere. He said it'll still be there. He said if you go out there for a year or 2 and don't like it, it'll still be here. You can always come back. He said, but what happens if you stay here, you end up meeting somebody, having kids, and you're just getting farther and farther away from your dreams. And my mom's supportive, I've never been the type to make bad decisions or be like a child that you had to worry about a lot. So when I say I want to do something, my family rallies around it. So when I moved to LA, I moved with my grandmother in Inglewood. She had a 2-bedroom. My little cousin had just went back to go live with her mama. So my grandma said it's a twin-size bed in there. And she said, you just need to get a little TV. So I got a little TV. Moved in with her and her husband, Inglewood.
And I'm sure that made your parents feel a lot more better about the move,
because
right?
I wasn't here by myself. My mother said she was glad I wasn't by myself. So being that I'm going back to her home, California, I'm not by myself. So I don't know if I could have moved to California just by myself.
Well, you were still, how old were you then? Like 21?
When I moved here, I was 21, and I moved with $10,000.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
I was working at the casino.
In Inglewood?
No, I was working at the casino in Florida, in Coconut Creek. And it was a casino there. And this older Jewish guy used to come in there, and he would give me $500 for a cup of coffee.
Oh, shoot.
Just to talk to him for a few minutes, just regular conversation. It was a lot of regulars in there that were wealthy people, and they had certain girls that they liked and just wanted the company, But this man was about in his 50s, and he would just give me $500 for a cup of coffee. In 3 weeks, I saved $5,000.
Wow.
And then I was just like, I had a little extra other money. Somebody hit me.
So you were already good with money. You make this move. And you decide you want to get into, you said acting or?
I wanted to move here to get into the industry.
Okay.
You know how you just don't know? I was like, let me go out there and just see whatever I get drawn into. And 10 months later, I got drawn into stand-up.
Within 10 months?
Yeah.
And 10 months
October. Yeah.
Oof. So you could drop the ramen if you want. So.
Am I making enough for 2 or just 1?
No, 2. You're feeding both of us.
Okay.
But luckily, I ate before we started taping, so I'm not going to be as hard pressed. I'm really excited to hear your story. Ooh, you're going to drop that packet in there.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot about the packet?
I did forget about the packet. See, that's why we need you here. So.
Here, I'll take that. Everyone can hear the crunching on the.
And you see how people, like, I'm not touching the actual ramen, because some of y'all don't be washing y'all hands.
Oh yeah.
And be out here just touching stuff.
That's why we keep the sanitizer on the.
Yeah. Wonder why everybody got E. coli.
So, you're out here. What springs the 10-month? Oh my gosh, I have an epiphany. This is what I want to do. What happens?
So it was my ex-boyfriend. So my boyfriend in college was like, hey, I have a friend out there, LeVar. He said, why don't you connect with him? It's somebody else we knew in college. But they were a little bit older than me. So I hit up LeVar. LeVar was a school teacher out here. And I would hang out with LeVar. And LeVar had a friend. And it wasn't all the time, but it was just somebody I could hang out with, have a friend out here, a buddy. You know, very safe, not trying to hit on me or try to, you know, whatever.
Like that.
Just that he's looking out for his friend's friend, right? Because that's my ex-boyfriend, but looking out for me. So he had a friend that came over there, this guy named Elijah, that was from Detroit as well. Or probably Ohio, one of those states, I'm not for sure. Because when you go to college in Michigan, it could be people from anywhere in that Midwest area. So, you know, Elijah was coming over and he was doing a bringer show. And the bringer show, back in when you first started comedy, you do a lot of bringer shows. That's where you have to bring 10 people.
Oh, a bringer show. I'm like,
in
what is
order
to
get stage time. So, you know, that's how you get people to come out, and then you also get the stage time in return. So he was like, hey, could you come out? So me and my boyfriend at the time went to his show, and then I was like, oh, I want to do this. This looks cool, because I didn't grow up watching stand-up. See, I didn't grow up with a father my mother had been to comedy shows, but she went to, like, with her fiance or whatever. But when I was growing up, my dad didn't watch sports. My dad don't really watch TV. My dad's thing is fishing? Work and fishing. That's it. He don't know nothing about no Cowboys. He don't know nothing about no Miami Dolphins. He knows nothing about sports. He doesn't talk about sports, anything. His thing is fishing. That's pure. He can talk about that all day. That's his thing. Hilarious. So that's what we did. We would always be at the beach in South Florida, deep sea fishing. So we always at the beach and stuff like that.
So wait, pause. You go to the beach to deep fish?
Yeah,
I don't even know what deep sea. I'm trying to
we fishing out of the ocean, not freshwater fishing.
Okay.
I don't really like freshwater fishing. It's too slow. You don't know if you're
going to catch. You a real fisher.
Yeah,
okay.
When you go out there freshwater fishing, you don't know if you're going to catch fish or not. I don't like that. I don't like the tranquility of it and just the peace and all that. Nah, we want the action. And so saltwater fishing, you can get the action.
Like, you could put the water in for sure you're going to come up on something?
You're going to come up on something. We never going out there empty-handed.
Have you ever gone to see, like, you know, have you gone to Venice Beach and you see those guys off the pier fishing?
Yeah,
Is that the same?
That's BS. And I don't even think you can eat the fish out of that water. But Catalina Island, we would take a drift boat. My dad owned a boat.
Oh.
Or we would go boat fishing. So boat fishing, you have a thing that's like a GPS for fish. So it's called a fish finder. So once you turn that on, it'll tell you if fish are underneath you. So once we're riding out there on the water and we go over reefs, it'll tell you if it's reefs out there. It's like, you know, look like Etch-a-Sketch, but it'll tell you if reefs and fish are down there. So once you see that and the fish finder start making that noise, it'll let you know, so you just drop down and we catching fish. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, you find the fish.
Oh,
you don't have to wait for the fish to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I've only gone, like, fishing, like, once or twice, and I caught, like, a snapping turtle once.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not good at this. Yeah. But I want to still do it.
But if you went to Catalina, because we're going to go to Catalina soon, like, we just catch the drift boat, you going to catch, we caught so many fish.
Really? And you get to eat them?
The fish. Yeah.
All right,
Catalina,
cool.
that fish good.
I've only been to Catalina like a couple times, but I think I'm gonna look at Catalina a lot different if I could fish.
Yeah, it's they're drift boats. You just go on.
You rent them?
No, so what you go on there, they have, you know, they actually have people. You don't even have to take your fish on and off the hook. They have people that you tip at the end, like first mates, and they help you with everything. If you
do they help you clean the fish too, or?
Yeah, they will. But you got to tip them.
Okay, well so that's worth it.
Yeah, it's like $75 or something like that.
And it's called a drift boat.
Yep.
You're gonna be out there one time and you're gonna see me and be like, hey.
Yeah.
Look what I caught.
You'll actually have fun out there because fishing is actually fun on
especially if you're actually catching stuff. I hate sitting there and you're like, come on,
sitting there all day. Like when I was younger, my dad did freshwater fish when we lived up in Minnesota. And I used to only go because he would let me drive. So I learned how to drive when I was 12.
Okay.
And he would let me, it was this place and they had like the best cheeseburger. So I was willing to go out there to get a cheeseburger and to drive. And then, but it was just throwing rocks in the water, playing around and stuff. It wasn't really catching no fish like that. But we would catch like smallmouth bass, largemouth bass and stuff.
Okay.
But then that fish up there can have parasites on it.
Oh.
So you can't even eat it.
But Catalina, for sure, we can.
Yeah, that's saltwater fish. Yeah, that fish good.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. So now that I have something new to entertain myself with, take me back to this experience with the bringing the 10 friends. You see the comedy life, and you're like, that's for me.
I was like, yeah, that's for me. That look good. You know, I said, can I go up? He said, yeah, if you can bring some people here, you can go up. I said, all right. And I gathered my grandmother used to come to all my shows. She's 80 now. So she had to be like in her 60s. Mm-hmm. She would come with her my grandma got the shake. So
I saw that on your special.
She come with her wig, child, and she'll sit in the front row, get roasted. Mm-hmm. But she would, as long as I pay for a little 2-drink minimum, she get her little 2 sips of drinks. And she'll be fine. And she would come to the shows. That was one person down. So I had to get other people. You know, but, you know, I just started from there. And I did comedy for maybe like a year and a half. And then after that, I quit for, I think, about 2 years, maybe 2 to 3 years.
Why did you quit?
Because it was tough. I think especially like being a female comic when you first get started, it can be a little rough. Mm-hmm. You're dealing in the man's world, and then you kind of dealing with low-tier comedians when you first get started.
What do you mean by that?
Like people who have no common courtesy and respect, think they can say whatever to people or joke any type of way. I think that as you go up in the game, you develop a little more, hopefully, professionalism. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you spending times in the bars. Mm-hmm. The bars. That's where you're going to do stand-up at when you first get started. Mm-hmm. Then you develop to the clubs. With the clubs have certain type of
like etiquette.
People get etiquette. People get a little more professional. Mm-hmm. People can still be unprofessional at every level. But the more you move up, hopefully the more professionalism. And I think the funnier you get, the more you get with people just respect. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to deal with, like, I know different aspects of the industry, women have to deal with, like, guys constantly trying to get with them and all that. Did you have to deal with a lot of that?
Yeah, I dealt with a little bit of it. But, you know, I had a ex-boyfriend, like he'll fight anybody, but you also don't want to be known as a person that's going around starting shit. Yeah. But it's just some people that could be really on some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of lower back touching and long creepy hugs. It's like, yo, chill out, bro.
You
got halitosis.
I hate when people do the whole
come up from behind and massage
like,
you.
Don't do that.
Don't do that because from a distance, I
Mm-hmm.
think you guys were messing around.
Yeah.
Just from the distance, and people don't understand how things look in the distance, right? It even feels sometimes inappropriate while you in the moment, but even from the distance, it looks like people are putting claims on you, and I didn't like that.
No, I wouldn't like that either. We may have to check on the ramen before it becomes mashed potato.
Like you cook.
Well, I do cook. I'm like, yo, that ramen is definitely going to be mush. You may want to turn it off.
You know what? I'm going to turn it down because it's still, you got to change it up a little bit.
I think that's going to be mush.
You could double use this.
How often do you cook?
Probably like 3-4 times a year.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a week.
A year.
How are you eating?
I'm on the road. I'm out. I'm eating out.
But that's a lot. Nowadays, it's a lot.
Yeah, but it's to the point people know me from restaurants and know my order already.
Like, you'll pull up, you'll be like, it's Daphnique. And they'll be like, got your order done in 20 minutes.
Good to see you.
That's what they say?
Mm-hmm. So you want it's bad when they be like, you don't even have to say your order. Because I'm the habit creature. A creature of habit. Okay. I eat the same thing all the time. So I ain't changing up too much. And I like to eat good. This week, so far, I've eaten at Boa.
Mm-hmm. Boa's expensive.
$300 I spent there. And then last night, $120 I was at Katana. So I like to eat out. People say what your little vices is. Mm-hmm. You may not see it on me, but because it's in my stomach.
You're hilarious. Mm-hmm. My only vice is expensive cars.
Oh, for real? But how many of those you buying?
I just switch up like every 2 or 3 years. I'm not one of those people that own multiple cars at one time. But, if my bank account grows up, don't ever think I won't be that girl that has a Lamborghini Urus and, an Escalade or something like that. I have to have an expensive, flossy-ass car. It's just, my cars, I can't do like, it doesn't make any sense, but like I would never do like a Ford or a Toyota, a Honda. I don't care how sexy those cars look. At times, they put out some sexy cars. I'll be like, what is it? Is a Honda? No, sorry. And I don't care. And they've been improving their looks. Nissan at one point had some nice looking cars. I said, but it's a Nissan, so no thank you.
See, I like to be like, okay, what can I afford here? Okay, I can afford that. Go down a level.
No, see, I always do the top of the model. Like when I got my new car, I called them and I said, "Where's the massagers in this? In the car seat had massagers, and the massagers weren't massaging." And the guys were like, "Well, when you ordered it, it didn't have it on the order." And I said, "Bullshit. This is the top model." And I was like, "Is there a topper model than this?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "So then the massagers go in the seats." Nonetheless, I am that person. Like, it has to be the top.
See, I just have to have seat warmers.
Yeah, no, I also have to have the steering wheel warmer. I also have to have the little alert on the mirrors. The little, blind spot alert.
Do you like the thing where they put the speed of the car in the windshield?
I don't like that.
I hate that.
I don't like that.
Even if it is on my car, I would take it off.
Yeah, I don't like that. I also don't like the lane control. I don't like that. I always turn that off. Some features are too much.
I didn't even know you could turn that off.
You can.
Yeah,
you can.
sometimes I've almost got in an accident because I don't use my
turn.
Well, in case Progressive is watching this, I always use my signal. But if you don't use your signal, for the people out there who don't use their signal that I've driven in the car with, that was the passenger. Yeah, I don't like how the car would jerk you back into your lane. No. I've already made a decision, bro. We ride with you. You don't drive me, I drive you.
No, you could definitely turn it off. Anytime I feel my car do that, I'm like, someone must have hit it. But yeah, I turn that. That is an ultimate get off my car thing.
In New York, people ran into the back of my car a total of 4 times.
What are you doing?
So it's like, no, they just riding. They always trying to
get too close to you. Okay. My twin, I don't know. My twin has like.
You have a twin?
Yes, I have a twin.
Identical?
Fraternal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but my twin in the last year has gotten in quite a couple accidents, and I'm starting to think.
Don't blame us.
I don't know.
If I'm causing the accident.
Yeah, I get it, because she's never the causer, but I'm like, girl, like, what's going on? Like, do they need to put, like, orange caution around your car? I don't understand how.
Sound like you hating on your sister.
I definitely am. I just don't get it. So, anyways, going back to what made you actually take the step back?
It was somebody a manager I wanted to sign with. He was like, "Well, have you ever thought about stand up?" Because I swear, back in the day, when you were an actor and people would see you, they'd be like, "Well, do you know stand up seems like a faster track into acting?" And so I tried that, and I ended up getting back into it and just building some thicker skin. And
were you working jobs while you were doing comedy?
I would say when I first moved here, I immediately joined SAG-AFTRA within the first month. And then I was...
Wait, I thought you have to earn your way up to it, right?
No, back in the day, you could just buy your way into AFTRA.
Oh, okay.
So I immediately joined AFTRA within the first month. So I would do background on sets. Okay. And when you were background on the set, if you were AFTRA, you made a minimum of $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. So I would do that. And it's like within the first year I came out here, I had built myself up by the end of the year to like, $4,000 or $5,000 a month just in background work. Because back in the day, years before the pandemic, you would be on set for 12 hours, maybe 16 hours. And once it was over 8 hours, it went into
overtime,
time and a half. And then after 12 hours, it went into double. Mm-hmm. So we would be on set all day, just sitting around, talking, whatever, playing cards, reading books, being on your phone. Then you go on set and you work a little bit, you come back. And then I got into the commercial world, and commercials were paying like $3.23 for 8 hours.
Oh, shoot.
And then you would get the overtime and all the smoke bumps and stuff. So it paid up. And so how I ended up becoming SAG is because SAG, you had to get 3 vouchers to get into that.
Okay.
And I ended up being an extra on House. I don't know if you remember that TV show. House.
First of all,
yeah.
I loved House. Shout outs to House. House was so good. Yeah, so I used to be addicted to that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the guy asked me, the AD was like, "Hey, are you SAG?" I said, "No." He said, "I'll bring you back every day until you are." And he gave me 3 vouchers, and then I joined SAG because I had the money. And so, I would just always earn money back and forth with that. And that was for maybe like the first, I would say 3.5 years.
And then you were also doing comedy,
fired me.
Why?
It's because, I don't know, it's just something about people speaking down to you sometimes. I was on set one day, and this like second AD or something. He was just so disrespectful, making us walk in the rain, and it was just so unnecessary. And I was like, hey, and whatever he said, he lied because it wasn't that deep. And they were like, "Oh, you're fired." And I was like, ugh. And then I looked at it as like, yo, this is a blessing from God.
Okay, I like that attitude.
You know why?
Why?
Because you can become so comfortable. I would always go on set, and it would be people that had dreams, and they were still there at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. You would work with older people on set, and they were still there. It's because the money, making $4,000 or $5,000 just to sit on set and eat and work and do a couple of crosses, you get very comfortable with that. So they did me a favor by firing me, because I was like, okay, cool. Now I could really focus on my career. Awesome. And for for 2 years straight, I went to I would go to Vegas for the summers, since I had cocktailing experience, and I would work at the casinos.
And that's where you can make good money, right?
I worked at the Venetian Palazzo. Yeah, still making about like you were on call, but you could make probably $1,600 a week.
Oh wow!
But they would only hire girls for 4 months during the summer period when it was busy, and then they would lay you off.
I had a girlfriend out there that was a black, I don't know if they call it a black card waitress, but she only dealt with the high end.
Ooh.
And she was making so much money.
Yeah, some of them can make $250,000 a year.
Bro, she said she was making so much money, and a lot of the girls, they ended up, when they were making that much money, they would get into plastic surgery and drugs. Instead, she just invested all her money in stocks. Yeah, I got my breasts done
after I worked the second year out there, child.
Yeah. No, it's definitely she had a little bit of work, but
because the girls tell you exactly where to go. So I was like, okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know where this is so random, but lately I've been looking. I think it's Instagram has been making me feel this way. I've been thinking about getting fake boobs.
You know why? Because you done looked at it and liked it. The algorithm now just gonna keep showing you fake boobs.
Yeah, because I've seen these girls in their bikinis or whatever. I'm like, wow, she looks really good with boobs. I wonder.
And breast has beat the test of time. Unlike booties, we don't really know the long-term effects of these.
Come
booties.
On. Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't know how these people gonna look in the next 5 years. If it's gonna hold up, because I seen booty sag too.
Well,
BBLs.
I've seen a lot of these BBLs look a little crazy, but even the Kardashians, she looks kind of funny from behind. In front, she looks great. The second she turns around, it looks a little funny.
It's because the thighs have to big
match.
Thighs.
Yeah, it don't work.
See, the arms and the shoulders don't really. You could still have little arms, little shoulders, and big titties.
Yeah,
and it still look normal.
But now,
you don't want to look like Wendy Williams.
No, but
remember how big her and she started.
Yeah. Boy, I thought hers was real.
No, Wendy Williams had a couple breast jobs, didn't she?
But I heard that breast jobs and booty jobs and all that, it only lasts a certain amount of time.
Well, I've had mine in now for 10 years.
But that's what I heard, 10 years.
Yeah, right? But they can last longer as long as you don't get some type of rupture or something.
Oh, okay.
That's why I say I'm also not going out of the country to get no work done.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I would never do that either.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I think you can get really botched in some of these other countries because the laws are different. Mm-hmm. I go to top American doctors. Okay. Vegas.
You go...
They can do some good stuff down there.
Really?
That's the home of prostitution.
I literally asked this lady, I went to get a facial, and this lady was like, yeah, you could use 20 units of Botox. So then I went to the dermatologist, and I was like, so how does Botox work? They said it only lasts 3 months at a time.
Hey, that's all you need. I get a little
Botox?
right here. Yep.
What do you mean?
Right there. Because for some reason.
But then you have to keep going back.
I do this a lot when I look at people
I always do that.
Because people be saying stupid stuff.
Yeah. So it's helping you. Let me see, do it.
So what it is, I used to have I developed a thick line right here. Mm-hmm. I couldn't control that part of my face. So I just get she just put 4 little boom, 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 boom right there. And it gets rid of that and it smooths it out.
Wow, the lady looked at me and she was like, "You definitely need 15," because I'm all about the face lines.
When you started we do this a lot. People don't even understand they don't do that. So what it does is even after you use it a couple times, you'll see that the effects last longer because over time it's helping to relax the muscles and decrease that muscle there, so it decreases the lines and the lines get better and it lasts longer over time. At least that's what my experience has been with it. But we all think stuff like that is bad because we see people that done got some bad work done. Yeah. And we see a woman and her face look like
she
this
did
and
too
she a housewife
much.
or something. Yeah, like, whoa, she looked like Jigsaw from Saw, you know, and it's scary. But no, a lot of those things are used to help. It's just like going to the dentist to get your teeth clean. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people look down on stuff.
I don't look down on it, but I definitely know if you see me in a couple months and my face look a little bit less wrinkly up here. It's
just
Botox.
Don't shoot for 3 or 4 days, though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because you want to let it relax. You know,
Okay.
some people come straight out as soon as they get something done. It's like, yo, we got to adjust to.
After you get through the SAG-AFTRA and you get fired from, is it House? You got
Central Casting.
Central Casting. Actually,
Yeah, you know that's the mecca out in Los Angeles of background casting.
They can fire you like that?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
because they submit
gig.
you for jobs, so they can just tell you they're no longer submitted. But I believe Tiffany Haddish got fired from there too, didn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I was like, it could be a good thing that they firing certain people. They fired Brad Pitt too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shit! If that's the case,
I
then
could be
you
wrong,
good.
but
You
I
in
think
good
it's
hands
like
then.
some stars that they got rid of, and
Okay.
it's just like, yeah.
Well, that's good. So you get let go, and you see it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Of course. And then what's your next move?
Next move is say, you know what? I'm going to Vegas, work the casinos during the summer, come back, and now I have money to actually, I started back doing stand-up, so now I have money to actually be able to submit to like colleges and stuff. Because when you do colleges, you go there and you perform in front of the students, but you have to pay. You have to get your flight, your hotel, and then it's like a little small fee or whatever to actually showcase.
I thought the colleges paid. You pay the college?
No, the colleges pay you once you get the gig.
Oh.
But they have showcases. It's called I can't remember what it's called. NACA.
Okay.
That's what
so
it's
you
called.
do the
NACA.
showcase, and then they
Yeah.
pick you, and
Yeah.
then they start
So it's a
paying you.
fee to do the showcase.
Okay, got it.
And then colleges from all over are there on depending on the region. So if you make it into NACA Midwest, then all the Midwest colleges will be there. Then you
Okay.
perform in front of the showcase, and then the college books you. So then I started doing that. And then I believe 2014, I called my mom. She said, what you got going on? I said, I don't know. She was like, do you have a plan B? I said, no, I don't have no plan B. This it. This got to work.
Yeah.
We all in.
I like
She
that.
said, okay, well, you got to be more aggressive.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay,
so
Mama.
I said, yeah. She said, I know you timid. You not talking to people. You're not networking, whatever. So I'm at the Laugh Factory. In walks Cat Williams.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Old cat.
And so he was upstairs, and it's this guy who was on the road with him, Big Wheezy. Big Wheezy is probably 600 pounds.
Oh, he's big.
Big.
He's big.
He
That's
was
how
going
he got
up
his
the
name. Okay.
stairs, and it was like no way to get around him. But I found this tiniest spot and squeezed around him because he always make
Hilarious.
jokes in this story. Because his big ass walking up the stairs, taking up the whole steps in the back of the Laugh Factory, going up the steps. It wasn't no two people. Two people could normally go up and down there. Not with Big Wheezy. It's just him. So he going up the steps. And I find a little spot, squeeze in front of him, run over the cat. It's like, hey, can I get some shows on the road with you? He said, are you funny? I said, yeah, I am lying.
Yeah.
I was lying.
You didn't think you were funny at the
Yeah,
time?
I was okay.
Okay.
You
Hey,
know,
but that's what anybody
I was
would have
okay.
said. What
I was okay.
How would it have
I
looked?
didn't get booed.
Yeah.
I said, can I get some shows with you? He said, yeah. He said, yes, Big Weezy, give him your number. I said, okay. So I gave Big Weezy my number.
I love how you do
And he called
the
me.
voice.
Yeah, I can do his voice a little bit.
Okay, so you gave him the number, and did they
Big
follow
Weezy.
up?
Yeah,
Did
Big Weezy followed up because Big Weezy had knew me. Big Weezy's a really great person, really
Okay.
great person. And so he followed up, and he said, "Hey, you come around, we doing this," and then I got tour days with him.
Right, and did you have to audition for him, or did he see you
No,
before the tour days?
no.
Oh, he went based
Yeah.
on your word.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
kind of give you a chance like that, just based on just
Okay, I like that.
if you think you funny, I give you a shot.
Okay, well, I'm glad you answered that question the way you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm funny, of course.
gotta stay confident.
Yeah, stay confident. So you do the show dates. How does it go?
They went really good, and I was able to do quite a bit of shows or whatever. So, yeah, so that was cool. And then, went back to the colleges. And then right after that, I ended up winning ABFF.
What's that?
American Black Film Festival used to do a comedy wings competition.
Okay.
And you would win $5,000 and get a showcase with HBO.
Okay,
And
and
I
you won it.
I won.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Big deal.
Okay, mom's definitely proud. She like, okay.
I'm on my way up.
Okay. Now, do you think that mom conversation is what made you push to the Cat Williams?
Yeah, because you see people around all the time, but I've never been the type. I went and saw it's the casting director, head of casting at BET Plus, Robbie Reed. She does this thing with Devon Franklin. And I went recently, and he said something that really stuck with me. He said, most of us are sitting on yeses, but we're too afraid to ask.
I agree with
and
that.
I'm one of those type of people, I don't ask people for help. If you offer me help, I'll take it. Or if you offer me an opportunity, I would love it. But I'm not going to be like, hey, what up, man? Just checking in with you, seeing what you got. Like, I don't do that. But I know people that do that and their career be moving.
Yeah.
So because I'm not like that, it's just like, am I missing out on certain things because I don't ask such and such? Can I get on this show? I just truly work off of just being talented enough to where people see me and will think of me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my dad growing up, he used to always do this thing. He used to get on my nerves as a kid. He'd always be like, if like say we wanted candy or something, we'd be like, oh, we want to ask you something. He'd be like, ask. You never know if I'm going to say no. Then we'd always ask it. Of course, he'd always say no and be like, man, this is stupid. Like, but as I got older, I started to say, like, I never take no from people that don't have the ability to say yes. That's like something I stand on. So like the other day I wanted Trevor Noah. And I knew someone that knew him, and I was like, hey, man, he's in town. His publicist is blocking, no disrespect to his publicist, you know. I was like, yo, I just need the proposal in front of him to say yes.
Yes.
That's it. And if you're not comfortable doing it, it's cool. But I just need him to be the one to say no. I can't have his publicist, I can't have his manager, I can't have his homie. It needs to be him. Otherwise, no, it's like, okay, maybe I'm not going through you, you know. But whenever I feel like someone doesn't put that, and that's another thing I think people also need to consider is like, sometimes when you have managers and agents, they say no. Some managers
say
and
no
agents,
to stuff for
they
you
say
that
no.
you would have said yes to.
Exactly, and that happens a lot. It happens a lot more than you think. So whenever I see like a lot of people are always shooting for the top publicist that reps everybody or the top manager that reps everybody. You guys are all signed to that same person. I'll tell you right now. There was recently someone that we wanted on the show. Didn't put it in front of him, went direct. He was like, hell yeah.
See?
So yeah. But go back to your story.
Yeah, but so, you know, I just did that, and you just constantly just keep going. Keep going. How I judge success out here, because people, you know, the haters in the comments be like, you ain't this, you ain't that. But I judge success is, am I doing better this year than I did last year? Did I accomplish more goals and more things this year that I set forth than I did last year? And if I'm doing that, then I'm doing good.
So you do a comparison to the previous year.
I write down, like, I like to write down all my goals for the year, and then I like to write down at the top of the year, also write down all the things I achieved for the previous year.
I like that.
Because that teaches you just to be grateful. Sometimes when we in it, it feel like you going stagnant. But you ever had somebody be like, yo podcast killing it. But then you be like, yo.
It don't feel that way.
It don't feel like that way in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, shut up. Are you trying to play with me? Like, 'cause sometimes I'll be like.
Yeah. No, I used to work with Nick Cannon, and he used to always tell me, like, take time to take it all in. Yeah. Like, you're running, but you're not taking time to take it in.
We living for the future or the past. Yeah. Most of us aren't living in the moment.
We're not. And it got to a point where I would get so depressed over, like, oh, I fucked up here or I messed up here. And my dad would say, like, okay, that's it. You're going to start having to hang this stuff on your walls. Yeah. Like, you got to go. This is what you hang that shit on the wall. Like, and I started putting up like posters in my house, and now I have like, I call it the Hall of Fame of just shit that I accomplished. And I put on the walls. Granted, now I'm like, yo, some of that shit's old. That shit need to come down.
Okay, we got to replace it because we got better goals.
But the truth of the matter is, I like that because I do goal boards every year, but I've never thought about putting the stuff that I previously accomplished. I like taking a picture and go, damn, okay, that was on the list. I didn't realize that, you know, But I think
you don't even realize that you accomplished so much.
Yeah, you really don't. Especially if you're a go-getter and you're consistently moving that goalpost. That's a great way to do it. So you've accomplished, like, winning the festival. Now you're doing these tour dates. You do the Cat Williams thing. What's the next play?
The next play was, so years ago, this had to be 2012.
And I want everybody to pay attention to how much time and consistency this story is taking. All right.
2012. I used to, and you know what I love about this city? Is you can meet some kind-hearted people that will make you feel comfortable. I love people who don't chase you away from your dreams. And I say that because you could be in situations that make you not feel good, and it can kind of deter you from achieving your goals because you revert to this depressed person or this hermit or whatever, and it pushes you farther away from your dreams. But shout out to all the people out there that make you feel comfortable, that may uplift you, that don't try to be sexual with you or anything like that. Just really allow you to exist. It was this guy. His name is Billy Williams. He used to be on the Martin Show. He's really good friends with Martin Lawrence.
Billy Williams. Okay.
Yeah, they call him Sly.
Okay, no, I don't think.
So one night, we used to always go. I used to go meet him outside of his apartment. You know, never went in. Always just meet him outside, pick him up. We would go hiking, and we would just talk. So one night he was like, "Hey, meet me, come pick me up." He said, not come pick me up. He said, "Meet me at Red Lobster." I said, "Okay, Billy." I said, "I'm about to go to this party." He said, "Stop by." He said, "Please just stop by for me. Stop by Red Lobster." I stopped by. It's him, a girl, and Martin Lawrence. He introduces me to Martin Lawrence.
And he didn't tell you that was coming up.
Oh, okay. He introduced me to Martin Lawrence. Fast forward a few years later, Martin Lawrence allowed me to feature all of his shows at the Comedy Store. Wow. And then starting in July, I'll be on tour with him for
wow.
Like
you're going to go on that tour?
I'm on 12 cities, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's exciting.
It's just amazing how everything starts to work in full circle of moments and stuff that you experienced in the past, and then it comes to fruition in the future. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you just never know. That's another reason why I like to just stay out of stuff and drama and stuff, because you just never know where things will end up and how people try to treat people good, you know?
Yeah.
But I will get with your ass if I have to.
You're hilarious.
Yes, because, you know, some of these people will try you out here.
Yeah. So you're now going on the tour with Martin Lawrence. I literally just saw that.
Yeah.
I want to say
it
yesterday.
Went public, yeah, May 8th.
Was it? Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Of course, my head was like, oh, we got to get more.
And he's headlining, too.
Yeah, he's headlining. And
so
I saw there was
tour.
a lot of good names on it. There's DC Young Fly, Chico Bean. There's a bunch of people on.
Yeah, Deion Cole.
And you are on there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Benji Brown. Yeah, we from Florida.
Yeah. So you're going to be on all the 12 dates.
I'm going to be on 12 days, but it's a lot of dates.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
awesome.
Yeah.
And your special, are we inching closer to your special now?
Yeah, so that we got to just go back a little bit. So in 2021, I remember, I believe it might have been 2021.
After COVID, right on the cusp of the ending of COVID?
Yeah, COVID.
Okay.
So, you know, Houston never closed.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, they never closed.
I should have went there.
So, I was talking to to Dave Chappelle one night. This rapper, Trey the Truth, had a comedy night at the House of Blues in Houston. He's a rapper. He does a celebrity weekend, whatever. So
were you out there for that in particular?
He flies us out and everything and take care of us, and we experience the whole weekend. People that he like, and we perform on Sunday. He had Dave Chappelle as well. Dave Chappelle was talking to me just like me and you talking. He was like, hey, every comic, he didn't touch me. He was like, every comic should live in New York for at least 2 years. So I kind of took that to heart. I was like, well, shit, you know, it's the pandemic. I don't feel like nothing really popping in LA. And all the auditions is self-tape now. You no longer have to be here to audition.
Yeah.
I just had an audition today, and it was just self-tape. And it's here. It's going to shoot in LA. So everything's self-tape now. So you could basically live anywhere else.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, only commercial auditions are still doing some of them are still in person. So I was like, all right, cool. I thought about it. So I hit Keith Robinson. I said, hey, man, what you think about me? He's like, I think you'll do good out here. I said, I'm going to come visit first. So I went out there in September. He got me an audition at the Comedy Cellar, and Esty passed me.
Wow. On the first one? On the first audition?
Yeah.
That's a big feat for New York.
Yeah.
Just because I'm familiar with the New York landscape, and the Cellar is one of the harder clubs.
Yeah, it's
like
the hardest
literally
club, yeah.
the hardest club. Like I know Eagles in that circuit. Eagle passed every single club. The Cellar was the last one.
It was my first in
New
York.
That's a huge accomplishment. Okay.
So he got me to audition. Esty passed me in September. I moved out there in November.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
okay.
Something happened where I got a booking in with some good money. So I was supposed to move be in my apartment in November 1st, but I kind of ended up moving towards like the middle or the end of November 2021. And then I stayed out there for 2 years, and then I moved back here in January, Los Angeles, January 2024.
And you weren't just doing the Cellar, right?
October.
No, you were doing all the different
Cellar,
the
Stand, and New York Comedy Club were my 3 main clubs. But you would get
you
shows
were
here around
You were
here.
doing really good.
Yeah, I did. I was lucky enough to be able to work those top clubs like that.
And I also like this consistency is very, very prevalent in your whole story. It's like you heard Chappelle say, hey, you need to do 2 years. You didn't play. You were like, oh, you need to do 2 years there?
I was like, boom, the industry already set up for me to do 2 years there. So that works. Because if I had to audition all the time, I don't know if I would have just, if the pandemic didn't happen, I would have just moved out there. And then you just go dead for like 2 years of auditioning and stuff. But, you know, I was like, all right, boom, everything's aligning.
But this is the end of COVID because New York was like Darth Vader during. I remember COVID was a little
in November,
crazy,
but they still were having shows.
But this is 21 or 22. Well, November
2021, November 2021.
Okay. So you're at the end.
Basically, you know, a year and a half outside of the actual first shutdown, which was March 2020. So it was still a little like inching, but come 2022, it started boom. 2023, it wasn't and then I left January 2024.
So much respect to you for how serious you're taking this dream. Like, I mean, well, it's not a dream because it's happening, but I'm saying, like, I love how driven you are in this whole story. Your drive
I feel
is
like
high.
You have to be, man.
Like, there's no distractions. There's no, I see nothing but focus.
Thank you.
It's really, really beautiful.
And so October 30th, my mother said that was her birthday gift to me to shoot her special. And I'm like, shut up, no one. But yeah, October 30th, 2023, I shot my special at the
Cellar.
The Cellar, yeah. And I love it because the Cellar is just so willing to help. Shout out to Liz. You know, she came in. I just say, hey, Liz, can I shoot my special here? Seen a couple other people had shot their specials there. And, you know, I talked to them. They gave me options for a camera crew. She gave me options. She said, it's totally up to you who you want to choose. She said, we are here to help. They're there to help the comic. And I shot my special there. And I shot my special and left, child.
What'd you say?
I shot my special and left.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, moved back.
Well, you know what? I wanted to know, why did you feel it was so important for you to shoot the special at the Cellar?
I felt like it was just a great venue, and also like to watch the trajectory of people around me. That's what I look at.
What do you mean by that?
Just I can map out sometimes off of IMDb, off of social media posts. I can map people's trajectory. So like where their career kind of started to start to get like a little leg up, and then where it went fast.
Like the tipping point. Like you can see the tipping point. Have you read that book, by the way?
No. You can see the growth. You can see like the beginning stages when they were still looking raggedy, and then they went up and they was able to get a nice pair of shoes and one good suit. And then you start to see that they videos start to go viral here, and then they shot the special here. So I watch other people how they move. You know?
I like that.
Yeah,
so you're very
I think
observant.
that you have to be aware of everybody that is around you. Because I didn't know about entering comedy festivals until I saw other comedians in comedy festivals posting their stuff like, hey y'all, I'm in this comedy festival, posting it up. I got accepted in on their Instagram, so I will write down the comedy festival. I'll go to the website, research it, look at the date that they were taking submissions, be ready for the next year.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm watching everything you do.
Well, since you watching, I'm about to learn how we take, what is this, a hard-boiled egg?
Yeah, you don't have no salt though.
It's in the back. It's
like
in the
you
back.
might not season your food.
It's in the back. You
be
know what?
seasoning your food?
If you go in the back, you know, when you walked in, you were all nice. Oh, look how nice it is in that back kitchen.
This egg might be deformed. What happened to the front half of it?
I don't know.
Not you done gave me old eggs.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust
Look
this
at that.
egg. I don't know what
I
happened.
never seen an egg do that.
Or maybe you boiled it funny.
It could be the way. It could be because it was only a small pot and it wasn't fully immersed in water.
Oh,
so the yolk kind of went to one side.
Yeah. So do we need salt? Because I could call a cup, but I feel like
no, I think we can eat it.
Ramen is already salty. Did you put all those seasoning packets in it? In your ramen?
Yeah, just two.
Yeah. No, that's salty. That's salty. I don't season my food. So when I go in your house, if I were to go in your fridge right now,
you ain't gonna see no seasoning, so I don't even know why I'm over here talking about
But I'm saying, like, when you go in if I was like, hey, I'm gonna swing by the house, the first thing I like to do when I go to people's houses.
It's a lot of fruit.
Oh, it's fruit. So there's something in there. So you are going to a grocery store.
A lot of fruit and a lot of green juices.
Why the green juices?
Because you know what?
You mean you buy them pre-made?
My doctor was like, the average person isn't getting enough vegetable intakes, because even when we do eat vegetables nowadays, we're putting so much salt and seasoning and boiling them all the way. He said, so it's better. It's really good to juice. So then I just buy the juices instead of using my juicing machine.
Where do you buy your juices at?
I like to get mine at Trader Joe's.
I love Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I try to drink one a day. It's 30 days, so $90 a month, because they about $3. Walmart is another good place to get them, too.
I'm going to go do that.
Yeah, so I juice every day. See, you get your intake of vegetables.
You say you juice every day like you're the one making it.
I'm buying it.
Well, first of all, I will say this. I just discovered Trader Joe's recently. And
me too, in the last couple of years.
Mine was like the last 3 months. But I will say this. Trader Joe's makes it so easy if you don't know how to cook. Have you walked through their frozen food section?
No, but this guy was telling me you need to get their orange chicken.
Bro, I just made that orange chicken last night.
How was it?
It was delicious. So
and they say it's like pre-made and everything.
It's literally like even their teriyaki chicken. Like you could buy their stuff, and I get a rice maker, which I used to like always buy rice.
What about the instant rice nowadays, where you just put it in the microwave and put
I used to do that, but if the cheapness or the frugal part of me or the becoming a mom part of me, I decided to go to Target. They sell the mini rice maker for $20. I promise you, you get 1 bag of basmati or jasmine rice, however you like your rice. It takes like 30 minutes.
Because I don't know how to cook rice. Rice is hard to cook.
I promise you, this rice cooker will change the game.
Especially for $20.
It's $20. You go into Target, you get your little $20 rice cooker. It comes with a little measuring cup. You put a cup of water, 2 cups of water, a cup of rice. You have the best tasting rice. And the cool thing is,
see, that ain't nothing but the devil.
If you leave, you can come home and the rice is still warm in the cooker. So you have fresh rice.
So why even go out?
Yeah, and then Trader Joe's, you could get the orange chicken, get a bag of broccoli, put it in the stove. Within 10, 15 minutes, you have a whole meal with a leftover.
Now I'm Chinese.
Yep. I promise you, because I used to spend so much on Chinese food like once or twice a week, but Trader Joe's has the ultimate hack.
I'm a transracial cooker.
I'm telling you, I promise you, if you just take another look at that Trader Joe's frozen aisle, you won't have to eat out as much.
And Trader Joe's, their employees always got a good attitude. And they be like, you want us to help you to your car? And I be like, come on, strong man. Shit, that's all I need is a Trader Joe man in my life.
And they give like your kid a bunch of stickers, and I don't really like that because my house will be covered in stickers that I can't get off the floor. But my daughter likes it. She'd be like, "Where's my stickers?"
Oh, so she come to expect it.
So this is a good dish, but I mean, I probably would never do this again. I like the ramen without the egg.
I never do it again either. Who would have ever thought? Because when we grew up, ramen was like a struggle meal. Now, they selling ramen in restaurants and naming the restaurant ramen, and then they're selling these dishes for $20, $25.
I'll say this, though. I've never gone to ramen place and actually spent. No, I'm lying. I did buy one ramen dish once, but yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it's like $20.
In my brain, I can't do it. But anywhere you eat now is expensive. You could go to McDonald's and it's like $7 for fries.
McDonald's will be expensive. I like to get a Coke and a small fry, and that'd be $7.
Okay. I got to tell you this quick little hack that I just discovered the other day, and my homie was laughing at me. I don't know if this is every Taco Bell, but Taco Bell released like a frozen Slurpee.
Ooh.
And they have like a dragon fruit frozen Slurpee, okay? I'm 40, okay? Little stupid things like really excite me.
Yeah.
And I called my homie and I was like, yo, treat yourself today. He's like, what you talking about? I said, Taco Bell has a happy hour I didn't even know about from 2 to 5.
Happy hour?
They got a happy hour. And you could get these Slurpees for $1.30. I was calling him like, yo, this is the best day ever.
They know how to keep dragging us in.
I was like, yo, I just finished the Slurpee. And I was like, but I want another one. He's like, turn around. I said, you know it. I turned around, went back, and the guy at the Taco Bell was laughing at me.
I'm going to go buy a Taco Bell and get one.
Yo, I promise you, that dragon fruit.
You know what I like too?
It's better than the 7-Eleven Slurpees.
Have you had that berry cherry lemonade from Chick-fil-A?
No.
It's seasonal. Oh, my God.
For
it's
real?
A little piece of crack heaven.
Really? But is it on happy hour? Do they give a happy hour? Yeah.
They won't damn near
I think
$4.
the happy hour makes it seem like a little bit more like risque. Like, oh, my God, I'm really coming up.
Yeah.
But I will say shout out.
I don't got to be flirted with. You know what I mean? Happy hours, you somebody going to come in there flirting.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I promise you it is the best Slurpee. And I don't know if they do it with every Taco Bell, but I just recently was at a Taco Bell and they were like, happy hour 2 to 5. And I was like, what? And I loved it even more. But it is the best Slurpee. It is by far trumps all the other Slurpees. I love it. But in another hack I learned recently.
I like dragon fruit too. But that wasn't popular when we was dragon fruit.
No.
Actual fruit wasn't a thing when we were kids.
Have you actually eaten it though?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had one.
Oh, for real?
No.
They got a yellow and a pink one.
Yeah, I don't.
You can get it from Trader Joe's. Not Trader Joe's. I never seen it in there. Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
I never shop in.
$6.
I have eating well broke. You think I'm ever in Whole Foods?
Yo, you got to try that dragon fruit though.
I don't even know. Like if you showed me a dragon fruit, I wouldn't even know what it looks like.
Like big like this.
It has like porcupines on the outside.
A little bit.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
I don't know. I like the Slurpee.
I like exotic fruits. That's my little vice.
Exotic fruits. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'll stick to I just never know what parts to eat and what parts not to or what have you. So take me through the special. You release it. Bring me to the anticipation of like you get it back, how you feel watching it. Did you watch it?
It took me, I swear to God, it took me 3 weeks to watch it.
What do you mean 3 weeks?
They sent it to me, and then they was like, hey, did you get it? I couldn't stomach watching myself.
Have you not watched yourself before?
I watched it, before.
No, on just other stuff you've watched
yourself. I get excited.
But when you watched your special.
I couldn't stomach watching it. It took me 3 weeks to actually stomach. And I had called Keith Robertson. I was like, yeah, man, it took me 3 weeks. And he said it took him a month on his first one.
So you mean like you would want to click it and you just didn't click it?
Yeah, I would say every day I would get up and watch it. Because you got to go over and watch it. You got to send them back.
The edits, yeah.
The edits.
And then you paid for the production, right?
Couldn't do it, yep.
And, oh, man.
For 3 weeks.
My team would.
That's another reason it came out so late. After, like, it didn't come out so late, but it came out like 5 months after I shot it because it took me a month.
It was 5 months later?
Took me a month.
I know if it was my team, I would have gotten phone calls, text messages, emails. They'll find a way to be like, hey, what are you watching? Haven't you watched it? No, I'm saying the production side. They weren't like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, but they also have other people that they're working with. So they were just waiting for me. They did hit me after 3. It's like, hey, is everything okay? Did you get it? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Then that's what made me really double down and watch it. And
did you watch it with anybody else? It was really good. It was really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It was really good. I feel like you got to say it.
No, I don't have to say it. First of all, I have too much history when it comes to comics.
Yeah, you do.
I liked it. I thought it was very relatable as a female dating, like everything. I was also like cruising the comments. Of course, you have to cruise the comments to see what they're saying. Everybody was so excited about you in a cat suit.
Yeah, I had a little camel toe I didn't realize I had.
I wasn't even looking at that.
Well, the men said it. And I was like, oh, that's a baby. I said, but you got to be hard. Some people are so pressed.
Nah,
I had 2 like really negative comments. And I blocked those people from the YouTube, so they're not showing up on the special.
Oh, okay.
Not because I don't want anybody to see a negative comment about it. It's because people choose to attack you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, I hate women like this. What does that have to do with the special, bro? What did I do to you? It's like some people in the world, why did it? See, that's what I remember. I had a show in New York, and this guy was like, I don't think you're funny. I said, I grew up in an era where you can't just say that to people. Mm-hmm. If you don't like something, just wait till you leave. Say it to your friend. You know what I mean?
I think when it comes to comedy, it's not
just about comedy, it's society. People feel like, even I just saw something with Raven Simone and her wife, and she's like, hey guys, her wife had said she had never seen the That's So Raven show prior to being in a relationship with Raven Simone, which nobody that meets me isn't obligated to see all about your show and all of my work, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like, people were giving this woman death threats. But see, we live in a world now where people can just type whatever they want, and it's no accountability.
Yeah, of course.
Back in the day when I went to school, you talk bad about somebody, you're liable to meet them after school at 3:00 and get your ass beat. Yeah. Or get in a fight.
But I also don't think we were in, like, our era is probably the AOL Instant Messenger era. It wasn't as...
No, it wasn't none of that.
Facebook came out.
Facebook came out when I was in college, and I'm 37.
Okay, yeah.
So Facebook didn't come out till I was in college.
Okay.
Because when I first went to college, you had to have a .edu. When I first joined Facebook, I had to have a .edu. And because I heard about it in 2004 when I graduated high school, but I couldn't join because I didn't have a .edu. You had to be at the university. And
that was when they first
yeah, when you went to community college, they still don't give you an email .edu at most community colleges. So I had to be at the, because I didn't go straight to college.
But I'm saying that I think the social media era gave people a lot of confidence to talk
say
that
whatever
shit.
they want to people with no accountability.
Yeah.
And so with that, so that's the reason why I deleted 2 comments, because it's like, yo, what does this have to do with anything? You're just attacking me because you woke up and decided you hate me. This has nothing to do with the special, has nothing to do with anything. You're just a miserable person. And I think you can run into that on the internet. Yeah, I get people attack me every day. Every day I block people.
I always say this too, like
every day.
Every comedian has their audience, but I think most people laugh at what they can relate to. So if I don't think a comedian is funny, like I tell people all the time, I like people that have like childhood trauma, like the Sebastians, the Bill Burrs. Like if your mom and your parents were terrible, yo, give me that comedian, John Leguizamo, give me all those motherfuckers, and I'm like gonna have fun all day. I enjoyed your special because I could relate to it, and that's what makes it funny. So it's very terrible when people can say to a comedian, well, I don't think that comedian's funny.
Comedy is subjective.
It's really subjective to what you can relate to. Like,
you can't say somebody successful is not funny.
Yeah,
you can't say that somebody that's really building up and upcoming isn't funny. You know what I mean? It's just like they're just not funny to you. But because you'll get people that'll go in, and if this person's not funny, they look like this, and they look. What does that have to do with anything? You're just attacking.
That's called bullying. Cyberbullying.
You go to these pages and these people are just...
Yeah, no, I've had people comment on our show because I usually wear like a backwards hat. I've heard people go in the comments like, why is this 50-year-old wearing a backwards hat? I'm like, I go to your page.
Have you noticed that?
I'll go to their page like, I know you ain't talking shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then I had a guy tell me recently, that's why you old and you and don't nobody want you. And I was like, do you really actually... Looking at me, sir, do you actually think nobody wants me? Absolutely my face looked the same with or without makeup on. Do you really think I'm walking in the world and every man is like, forget her, we don't want her? Like,
no. But I do think that people do need to address like the insensitivity, because I will say
sick.
A sick part of me, like I'll scroll through all the comments, and the ones that are negative are the ones that get my attention. And I do a little chuckle. Sometimes I'll be like,
those are the ones you want to respond to, though. Why?
Because
the positive ones, you be like, next.
Yes,
next.
yeah.
Then the negative one, you be like, you know what? You go to their page, you look at them.
But it's always whoever's dissing you, when you look them up, you be like, come on, man.
Somebody attacked me on the internet. It was like, that's why you got buck teeth. I said, ma'am, do you know what buck teeth are? Buck teeth is on your 2 front teeth.
Did you respond to her?
She had a gap this big.
Did you respond though? Did you respond?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I respond to people.
You
sometimes
do?
Like this one girl recently, she was like, y'all look old for millennials. Y'all really baby boomers. You know, baby boomers will be like 60 and stuff like that. And I was like, girl, I said, I went to her page. She had a, little lipo and a BBL that didn't match. I said, girl, I said, you went to the Dominican Republic and got all that surgery and they couldn't unbig your back.
That's hilarious.
I said, your back is huge. And she was like, oh, you just met. She been arguing for the last... I stopped responding after like 2 comments. But she been arguing with... Because people keep finding stuff. She been arguing with people in those comments for the last 2 months.
That's funny. I think, I think there's a space for people that are over-opinionated on the internet. And again, it's just to bring people down. I can't understand what it's rooted in. I've never really been... I'm one of those...
You're not that type of people, though.
Yeah. I'm more like... I like reading through comments.
I just block them.
like reading through comments, skimming to see what the gist of what people's opinions are. But I don't know. I think the whole comment thing is just... It's too much. I think
blocking hurts them the most.
Blocking and ignoring.
Because some people... You go to their page, they aren't even following you. Or some people was like, they follow you. And what I don't like about it is that some people get mad at you for having an opinion, but they have an opinion about you having an opinion. So why is it okay for you to have an opinion, but not me to have an opinion?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I just think that there's certain people that live for that. I'll go back to my twin. My twin doesn't really attack people online, but I will say, like, she'll literally lose sleep over fights on social media, and I'll be like, she'll call me. She'll start with, I know you don't care, and I'm like, yeah.
But you gotta listen.
Yeah, I'll listen, but she knows that whatever she's about to tell me, I'm really not gonna give a fuck about. Like, or she'll like go on a rant with like Beyonce and some shit, and she's like, I know you don't give a
attack everybody.
Yeah, she's so
Nicki's
serious.
People too, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I'll be like,
they don't have nothing to lose.
I don't get it. But there's a certain type of people that are really invested. Like, they will lose sleep. They will get upset. They will. And I promise you,
I said little Uzi Vert had a purse. I was like, look at him with that purse on. Do you know I got death threats?
For that?
They said they was going to kill me, girl.
Oh, no, they crazy.
Unalive me.
Are you able to make money off your socials now?
Yeah, so I don't attack people. I just block them. Okay. So I'm pretty good at roasting. Okay. Really good. I could read you for filth on there. Okay. Like a housewife mixed with your comedian nightmare of roasting. Mm-hmm. But it's like you can't respond to people back in that way because if they started to report me and people started to report me, they can demonetize my page. So I just block them. I just no longer argue with them. Mm-hmm. Or if I say something, it's very common things that it's like your back is big. That's not nothing triggering. But if I was like, you ugly fat bitch, then those are stuff that can demonetize your page or actually, get your page taken off. Yeah. I seen that happen to a comedian recently. He was going in on people that was saying stuff about how he looked and he went back and they took his whole page.
Oh shoot. Well, going back to your special, I did your grandma watch it?
And I don't sometimes I want my family watching my stuff.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Did they watch it?
She can, but I don't just be like, "Hey, grandma, watch the special."
Well, but they know when it's dropping, right?
But no, they would
like your mom.
My mother,
she knows.
Yeah, because she's all on my social media. But my family do. But I don't also not my grandparents. They would need help setting it up. Okay. You have to go over there, put YouTube on the screen, set it up. They can't access stuff like that on their own.
Okay. Yeah. It's just that I know since you talked about them, I was like, I wonder. I understand being related to a comedian, like you're not gonna always keep up with everything they do. But I was just curious, when they do watch your stuff, are they like letting you do you, or do they try to get in the weeds and say like, why was she performing like that? Okay, perfect.
No, because I'm not doing anything derogatory. I'm just telling the stories that you told me. That's it. Yeah,
you're telling your truth, but I'm curious if there's anyone in your group that does do that. Okay, cool. And you prefer it that way, right?
Because they want to ask me for money here and there, so they ain't going to really rock the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm not going on there saying, you dumb and you stupid. Like, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just basically saying, my grandma got the shakes. Okay. And I do talk to my grandma. People like, you don't talk to your grandma. I'm like, I do joke with my grandma like that. She like it. My grandma like it. My
love seeing
favorite word is nigga.
Your grandma's
favorite word.
That's hilarious.
And the family has asked her to stop saying it. My mother hates it. And my mother has asked her, so I say, hey, so sometimes I call her, I say, hey, grandma. I was like, look at that nigga over there. She said, yeah, I don't like that nigga. So we joke like that because that's her favorite word, but she don't like to say it around the rest of the family. So we joke with it together. Because that's her favorite word, but they have attacked her for saying it.
Your special looks like you and your grandma have a good relationship. Yeah. Like you guys have a very cute, flirty, like fun relationship.
Yo, the craziest thing happened. So I took my grandparents the other day. I told you they be in Inglewood. So I took them out there something to eat. So my grandma husband, he gonna say, the guy came over as Hispanic guy helping us at the table. He said to the guy, damn, you speak good English. I said, you can't say that to him. He said, what? He said, he don't got no accent. So the guy laughed because he wasn't offended. Yeah. I said, Granddaddy, he's American. Mm-hmm. People are from other places are born in America. Yeah. I said, you were born in America. He said, yes, I was. But he just laughed because you can't, how would you get mad at somebody this man is 89 years old. But when he said it, I was like, yo, you just said whatever you wanted to this guy. I mean, he was in awe, really wanted an answer.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, but my grandparents are characters. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, I could see that. I just think watching the special, I definitely could see that you guys have a good relationship. How was the receiving of the special, and like, did you accomplish everything you wanted to in regards to the special?
Yes, I feel like as far as everything I wanted to put out in the special, and then just starting to prepare for the next one.
That was my next thing. Are you starting already to prepare?
Yeah, because you got to write new jokes.
Mm-hmm. And then don't you have to practice on the road for a while?
Yeah, so what I like to do is, because everybody in the world hasn't seen the special, and everybody that come out to shows haven't seen the special, is just to start to weave in new material in between. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you don't go up there just doing, because to me, when people come to come buy tickets. They bought tickets. Some hired a babysitter. Some actually bought a new outfit, buying drinks. They're going to go out to eat maybe before and after, or they're going to eat there. They're spending money. So I don't think you should allow someone to spend money and you just doing all new stuff that you don't know whether or not it works.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. So when people come out to see you on the road now, they can expect a mix of the new and some.
Yeah, and it's other stuff I have that didn't make the special as well. So,
okay,
yeah.
awesome. And now, where does the transition for podcasting come in?
Oh, I had started podcasting years ago, but I stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
I feel like you got to let your people know your personality.
Yeah, I like that. Now, how many? So you've been doing it for how many years? You took a break.
Took a break for 2 years.
Okay, is that the 2 years you did New York?
Yeah.
Okay,
it was just harder for me to get resources and stuff out there, just because I lived in New Jersey. I didn't live in New York.
Okay.
So
you did you didn't even do Jersey
cars.
City. You did New Jersey, New Jersey.
I did a city. You know where Edgewater, New Jersey is?
No, but
Edgewater.
I'm not a
So
New Jersey
Edgewater.
person.
So. All of New York we see all of New York. As soon as you look out my window, you can see all the skylines to the buildings and the water in New York. So we live right there. I live by the water, so we can see New York. So I lived over there, and it wasn't an area where the transit run very well. New Jersey City has good transit, but not out there.
Yeah, no.
So it was hard for a lot of comedians, and some of them was like, "Oh, I'll Uber over there," and somebody one day was like, "Yo, it's 180 one way to get to you." I said, "Yeah."
I think I think Cypher Sounds lives over there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he does, because I think he said that during the interview when he was talking shit about Brooklyn.
Oh, for real? Brooklyn was like an hour and 15 to 30 minutes away from me.
Yeah, I think he was talking shit about Brooklyn, and then
I didn't even go over there, even though I loved it as much, because it was so far.
Yeah. Well,
it's like 3 hours just in the car.
Yeah. Well, from Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But see, the cellar and all that stuff was only like 20. It would take me about 24 minutes to get home, and it would take me about 35 minutes to get to the city.
Okay. That's not bad.
So
that's not a bad trade-off.
All
right. So how can your fans keep up with you now?
Yeah, make sure you always follow me on social media. But to find everything about me, you can go to my website, www.imdsprings.com.
imdsprings.com. You heard it here first. And any tips you would like to give to anybody trying to follow in your footsteps before we close out?
I would just say stay consistent. I think that's the biggest thing.
I think that's definitely the biggest thing. Consistency.
Get up as much as you can.
Yeah. And then that other thing that you mentioned earlier in the interview about asking.
Yeah.
Right?
But sometimes don't ask before you're ready.
You think so?
Yeah, okay. I do think so. I think you can...
like blow that one shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could just get a bad rep. Just be consistent and do the work, the foundational work first, and then once you get to a certain place where people are like walking up to you like, yo, that was really good. Like, I like that. Then you're ready to maybe start asking people, oh, can I do your show at the Improv? But don't just say, hey, I'm starting comedy. Can I do your show at the Improv?
Oh, heck no, yeah.
So you got to be specific when you talk to people, because they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's all I needed to know was go up and ask for opportunities. It's like, no, you don't want to prematurely
do the foundational work first. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Eating While Broke. Follow up with D Springs. Is I Am D Springs?
Yep.
imdsprings.com. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.